Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. It's time for another hobby blog vlog type video. And today, what I'm going to talk about is the Warhammer preview show. So I'm not going to go through everything that was revealed because you've probably already watched that yourself. What I am going to talk about is what I like, what I'm excited about from that reveal. So we're going to put some pictures up here while I'm talking about things, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you what I think's cool, what's got me excited, what is going to deviate my hobby plans for the next couple of months, because as you might be aware by now, I have very short attention span and get easily distracted with shiny new things like many people in our hobby. So the first thing up, if I go through in order of the show, was the Leagues of Votann stuff that they showed off. So I've always said that I really don't like the Votann models, never really been bothered about them. Maybe some of the ones that were in Kill Team that had the extra sprue, so you could make something a little bit more interesting from them. However, the new character, couple of the new character minis, the chap with his big spear and he's wearing like half the Tyrannid, I can't remember his name, something the Thrice-Devoured or something like that he's called, this guy. Think he looks mint. The colour scheme that they've done him in with the purple and the purple glowy spear is absolutely awesome. Really like him. He's got me kind of inspired to have a go at painting some Votann. Maybe even in that kind of colour scheme, like a purple and a turquoise or something a bit like little off the wall. The next figure, I don't think I'll bother getting. I definitely prefer the helmeted version, but is this guy, which I think is just mad. I think he looks like Dr. Robotnik or something from classic Sonic. And if you painted him with like bright orange or whatever whiskers and crazy hair, it just looks insane. The helmeted version definitely looks a bit more normal. This guy is supposed to be some kind of like inventor who's testing out experimental weaponry on the battlefield. Just think it looks mad. Can't get the image of Dr. Robotnik out of my head. Won't have one, but looks mental. Thought I'd mention it. These Ironkin guys that we put up here, the big robot-y looking guys with the huge guns and what have you, think they look cool. If I was going to put some Votann together to actually play some games, these guys would 100% feature in the army. I think they look pretty special, and their guns look badass. They look super cool. And then the Combat Patrol, the Leagues of Votann Combat Patrol that they've announced, to me looks like a much better mix of models than previous. You get the Thunderkin with the big guns, which I think look cool, like a big exosuit. The Einhir, I think they were called, the power armored guys, and some regular Hearthkin warriors. It definitely looks like a better composition than the previous edition. I'm not too keen on the Hernkin Pioneers, I think they were called, on the little tri-bike things. I would much prefer like the Necromunda version of the bikes, where they're an actual bike. They look more like the squats that I had when I was significantly younger. So Votann squats look pretty cool. Possibly might get a little bit distracted with a little bit of a project, maybe for Kill Team, maybe just to have a go at painting some. I think they look pretty cool, those new guys, especially that character. He's a cool mini. The next thing that I want to talk about are the new Chaos Dwarves, the Sons of Hashut, or Horns of Hashut, isn't it? Helsmiths of Hashut. Looking at the picture, so there is going to be a launch set for Chaos Dwarves for Age of Sigmar, but also we really know that what people are going to be using those for is Old World, because people aren't really overly bothered as far as I can tell about Age of Sigmar, certainly not in our local playing circles, but plenty of people are excited about the potential of Chaos Dwarves for Old World. So, launch set up here looks pretty cool. So that is a spearhead for Age of Sigmar. They mentioned on the thing, comes with the book and the cards that you need to be able to play in Age of Sigmar, but also this is the first taste of the models that we're going to get, so you can then use them in other games. I really like, I'm not keen on the double cannon version of the big Minotaur Golem thing, but I do like this version with the two massive maces. He looks awesome, and I think partly what lets both of these models down slightly is the paint job that they've done on them, because you can't determine the head. It blends in too much with all the rest of the armour. I think I would like to see the head painted in a different shade to make it really kind of pop out from the rest of the armour. It might just be the way that they've photographed it, but it does look a little bit odd to me, but I think it's very, very cool model. As they showed it off, it looks very sizable, nice kind of centerpiece for a standard army. This guy, the Demon Smith, with his claw here, claw of smoky magic fire, that thing looks absolutely mint. The paint job on this, they did mention on the stream, the GW stream, that the paint job on this guy is absolutely fantastic. He looks really, really cool. With his little claw book mount as well, the lectern there. New bull centaurs, so these look massive, absolutely massive, which, as you may be aware, for Old World, these guys are supposed to be on 100mm by 150mm bases, I think, or is it 75 by 100mm base? Anyway, they're supposed to be on some huge, huge bases, and the models that are currently circulating that people are using are dwarfed by the bases that these things are supposed to be on. But these guys look absolutely huge, stonking, great monsters that will actually fill those big bases for Old World and look cool. And then we've got the Hobgrots. So I've never really liked the ones that they did that came along with the Cruel Boys. They just look a bit odd, the Slitters. However, these guys that they have done for the to coincide with the Horns of Hashut, Sons of Hashut, whatever they're called, Chaos Dwarfs, they're Chaos Dwarfs. But these guys look great, proper sneaky looking, especially with the kind of hood headgear and some classic with the little bit of a pointy hood bit to them as well, like this guy in the bottom corner with the pick. They look absolutely fantastic. Really, really like these. Looks like you get a box of 20 maybe, which will be great. They're maybe on 28.5mm bases, I'm guessing, judging by the scales of the things that they laid out on the table. But they look absolutely fantastic. Definitely need some of those to go along with your Chaos Dwarves, in my opinion. And then there is this guy, the big kind of centerpiece model. So this is a special character. But it also makes a Demon Smith on a Taurus, which is a huge sort of construct creature, which I really like, because the Tauruses and the Lamassus from back in the day were just demonic beasts. But I really like the style of the sort of construct, the way that they've put these things together. I think they look really sweet. This guy in the picture here with the huge mace, I think he looks really good. And this variant, although I would have preferred to see beard, so big mace guy's got a massive beard. Other guy with the flaming ball in his hand here, no beard. Maybe a female dwarf. There was mention of female dwarves in the Warhammer Underworld section where they talked about the Chaos Dwarf characters. Definitely prefer the big hats. So the special character guy, he's got horns growing out of his head because he's supposed to be like the first rune smith or demon smith ever. So he's really, really old and he's partially turned to stone, and he's got these huge horns growing out of his Swede head. And he looks absolutely mental. But I like him. I think it looks great. but I would like to see more big hat. Definitely more big hat Chaos Dwarves than whatever. I mean, he could have horns and a big hat. That'd be cool. But then the chap with the big mace has got big hat. Looks fantastic. So all in all, Chaos Dwarves, I think they look fantastic. Perfect for Warhammer the Old World. Maybe less so Age of Sigmar. Not played any games of the newer edition of Age of Sigmar. So what have we got after Chaos Dwarves? I think they look pretty special. Next, after that, the main thing that I'm excited about out of most of these releases is something that I've been saying we've been waiting for, we've been needing for a long time, is reinforcements for Legions Imperialis, and it is what I predicted would be the next releases, is Whirlwinds, Scorpiuses and Vindicator tanks for the Space Marines. We've also got Mastodons, which are super heavy tanks. Surprised that we didn't get something like the Fellblade in with this reveal as well, but we have got in with the Mastodon, we have got the Typhon and the Cerberus, the destroyer tanks. So they're based on the Spartan chassis, siege tanks and tank destroyers. And then the Liber Strategia. So this is a hardback book by the look of it that compiles allegedly all of the rules and updates for all of the factions. So all of your data sheets and faction rule cards and what have you can be compiled in one place with the updated points and what have you for Legions Imperialis. That is an absolute must-buy for me because I hate having to flick through multiple things. I don't really want to have to use an app on my phone. I like a physical book that has the information that I want in it, which brings me on to the next thing, which would be perfect so long as we, as an independent retailer, are going to have access to these, is they are reprinting the army and faction cards, detachment cards, which we missed out on the first time around, or I missed out on the first time around. But these cards have the different units on and the stats and what have you, so that you can just have those laid out on the table, and it saves you flicking backwards and forwards through the book all the time, but all the stuff is laid out in the correct manner. And Games Workshop do like to bring out these cards and dice and all the other bits and pieces that come along with general releases. And the cards tend to go out of date quite quickly, but they are a very handy playing aid if you like that sort of thing. So very excited about Legions Imperialis releases. They are cool. Legions Imperialis has not gone out of my head. The 3D printer has been chugging away printing some scenery for Legions Imperialis, and once I've got the Mordheim stuff finished and deviated a couple of little times on some other projects, Legions Imperialis painting is back on the table. So Legions Imperialis releases, very exciting. Then we have also got 40k wise some characters that I quite like. Now I haven't focused on all of the characters, just the ones that I like, the most important being this White Scars guy on the grav bike. Now this isn't a jet bike, it is a grav bike, as they mentioned. So this is Belisarius Call invention inspired jet bike. It is not a typical, it's not like the Custard's Virtus Praetor style bike. It is not a 30k bike. This is definitely using the grav repulsor type plates that the other Space Marine tanks and things have, but it looks cool. It's got this Gatling cannon. I don't know if that's going to be one of the Punisher cannons like on the Redemptor Dreadnought. He's got this power spear. He looks really cool. That as they showed the model around on the reveal video, it looks like it's got tons of detail on there. And bizarrely, I think he is the only one of these new characters that comes in the Combat Patrol box set, which are being released alongside all of these characters. So White Scars, Salamanders, Iron Hands, Raven Guard, Imperial Fists, might be it. are all getting new combat patrols, but he's the only one of the special characters that features in the combat patrol box set, which does seem a little odd, but who knows what they were thinking. So there's him. There is a Iron Hands character, this guy, with his power Tetsubo, which is just crazy. I've never really been bothered about Iron Hands, but this guy I think looks pretty special. I thought he had a full helmet on, and then I realised that he just has a bit of like Cyborg out of the Justice League movies. He's just got like a bit of eye showing, and the rest of his head's covered up. But it's just the weapon choices, and I like the little the servo skulls that are attached to him by the cables. The little one down by the side that's doing like the hollow projection. That looks really sweet. Cool. He's just kind of standing there like, you know, I'll get to you in a minute. I'm just heroically posing here on my tactical rock. He looks cool. And then there is this guy. This guy. He is the new Raven Guard Chapter Master. I think I prefer the helmeted option, although I do like emo hair head. I think that this could be a fantastic Praetor character with a tiny bit of conversion maybe for Horus Heresy 30k. He looks really cool. The Raven claws that he's got look really funky. I just think he looks proper heroic, really nice. And like I said, I think I prefer that helmeted option, but emo hair version does look cool as well. Not too keen on the hooded head. Looks a little bit Dark Angels for me, but yeah, the shape of the I don't know why he's. Oh, he has got a bionic eye in his unhelmeted version, but I just like the shape of the faceplate on that helmet. I think it looks really cool, very in keeping with the Raven Guard. This guy, like it a lot. Not a big Raven Guard fan. This guy looks sweet though. And then we have got the last thing on my agenda is Kill Team Tomb World. Now, I've played very little of the latest edition of Kill Team, but every release gets me a little bit excited because the terrain that they've been pumping out looks fantastic. The last one that I've picked up, I think it was called the Typhon set. So I've got one of those. Haven't even taken it out of the box yet, but it came with some fantastic, absolutely fantastic Tyrannid Hive Tower terrain, and some Raveners, and then some Hormagaunts and stuff, as well as the other minis that were in the box, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Not even touched it, but I've got it ready to add those guys to my Tyrannid army and that terrain into my Tyrannid terrain collection because it looks absolutely awesome. But what we've got now is Kill Team Tomb World. So this is Necrons and Deathwatch and a whole load of Necron Tomb World inspired terrain in the style of the Gallo Dark, Into the Dark type starship stuff, which looks really funky. So I've got a couple of pictures of the things that I'm most excited about. One is this image of the kind of like top down of the set, so the walls and everything very much the same style as the Gallo Dark stuff. Look great, looks modular, like pushed together type stuff with some ruined pieces as obstacles. And the round bit in the middle of the screen, I don't know if you can see that in the middle of the image, there's a round bit, looks like a teleporter portal like plate or something. Interesting. I think these guys look really cool. These are some kind of Tyrannid Warden constructs. Not Tyrannid. What am I talking about? Tyrannids. Necrons. Necron Warden construct things. Apparently these have got very potent weapons mounted on their backs that can annihilate a marine in near enough one shot if you get the right rolls and stuff. Sounds mental, but hey. You also get a whole bunch of Necron warriors and what have you with this, so you can play a co-op survival version of the game. And then there is this guy, the Geomancer, or this lady, because apparently it's a female Necron. I guess they must have had males and females in their society before they all decided to become robot monsters. But this Geomancer I think looks really, really cool. I think need to have a look at the model, obviously, once they come along. Need to have a look at the model and see if this stone piece, the little bit in the middle, can be removed, because I think it looks so much cooler without that, if that's not an integral part of the model. But with the looks a bit like the tomb spider thing that Forge World did years ago, with the centipede looking body and what have you. I think that is a very cool model. Very much looking forward to painting one of those. And that is it. They are the things that I am most excited about. What are you excited about? Did you watch the reveal show? What was the thing that you were most excited about out of all the stuff? I know there's things that we haven't shown. I know there's things that I haven't talked about. But these are the things that I think look the coolest. Some stuff like the Space Marine combat patrols and the Age of Sigmar spearheads and what have you that I haven't even glanced on. And that's because like they just don't talk to me, or their existing models repackaged, and like the new bits that they've shown off aren't really overly exciting to me. But you might be mad for Nighthaunt. Are you mad for Nighthaunt and you're really excited about that new potion guy, or the Falconer Flesh Eater Courts character? What do you reckon? Let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed listening to my waffle and seeing what I like, maybe give us a like and a subscribe on the video, and then you'll get notifications when we put up a new video in future. And that'd be really awesome for us. It helps us out with YouTube, because it's good for all the analytics type stuffs, and you get to find out a little bit more content as we learn it in the great scheme of things. And in my next video, I'll talk about some actual hobby that I've been doing. I think that might be a good one to make as well. So there you go. Little run through of what I think is cool. What they've shown off. I think it's absolutely awesome. One of the better preview shows I've seen recently. It was a long show though. It was like an hour and a half. It was a bit of a trek, but it wasn't. There wasn't too much delay. It was like pretty boom, 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 good stuff all the way. But this is the things I'm most excited about. So there we are. Thank you very much, everybody, for sticking around and watching. If you've got this far, thank you very much. And yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a comment down below. And thanks very much, everyone. See you in the next one.